Hello everyone and welcome to something completely different. Now those of you who have watched this channel, seen my videos before, know that this is generally a high elo channel where we watch the best of the best duke it out in videos that I try to find that are either informational, instructive, or just plain fun, or just plain bonkers in terms of kill count and things like that. But for the longest while, I have wanted to catch one of these maps. And what I mean by these maps, I'm going to zoom out. We are on what's called an ultra small version of Arena. Now, my interest was piqued even more in the last few, let's call it days, week or so, when Tato and Doubt played a 10-game series hosted by T90 on these smaller maps. And this, I mean, you take a look at the map, it just lends itself to absolute craziness. And ever since I saw that 10-game series, I've been wanting to catch one of these games in real time. And a few short days ago, I did manage to do exactly that. Now, I don't know how the game ends. I did watch the first 2 minutes of it and then immediately clicked out so that I would not spoil anything in the event that this game is actually castable, postable, any good, basically. But in any event, this is essentially Arena on a much smaller scale. As you can see, the resource piles are a little bit more scarce. That being said, you do start with all 8 herdables that you usually get in the beginning of the map, as well as your boars. And yeah, let's just dive right into the civilizations and talk about this. Now, this is not a high elo game. This is a game between two players. Let's take a look at those players in blue. We've got Juan de Campos Torres, 98, playing as the Gurjaras. You can tell not only by looking at the words at the top of the screen or the logo, the symbol at the bottom right, but also the two telltale bushes underneath the town center. Man, there's a lot of noise from this camel and this villager attacking this one house, but they back away, realizing, I guess, that there's no way they're going to penetrate that area. Or maybe they're back for more. Never mind. And on the right side of the map, bottom right, let's call it, we have Sam XN. I'm just going to call him Sam, playing as the Teutons in red. Their respective elos are at the top. Juan de Campos Torres is at 1098, and Sam is at 1000. A pretty good name, Juan de Campos Torres. I've known a few Spaniards in my day, mostly from Madrid. And they all generally seem to have had about 4 different names. I mean, one of my closest friends when I lived in Norway was another exchange student named Juan Pablo, who we all called Juanpa. And he was also from Madrid, and he also had 3 more names after Juan Pablo, which was, to me, with my 2 basic names, was always fun to watch. But I don't know where this Juan is from. If he's from Madrid, I highly recommend he goes to Casa de Campo, which he does have in his name. One of the coolest parks I've been to in my life. Rent a little boat, go on the lake, and just have some fun throughout the day. It looks like our Teuton is escaping, realizing that he does not want to spend any more time repairing that house. Might want to just plug this up if you want to. But in any event, as the players wall each other off to the north, block each other off in the center, and wall each other off to the west, that is not east. Why don't we take a look at the civilizations we will be watching today, and then we'll do a little bit of a dive into what small maps actually are and generally what to expect. Although I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in small maps. If you want to know the entire metas in the most professional way, I suggest you watch T90's videos. And if you're curious, definitely watch that Doubt versus Tato series. They played 10 games on this kind of small map, and it was all different kinds of, T90 is amazing. He basically turns every map, Arabia, Arena, it doesn't really matter, Black Forest or Rage Forest as you kids call it these days. Deer is derping out here. He basically turns them into small miniature versions of themselves, and then the players just have an absolute epic time fighting. But while the players continue expanding their food count, and we'll see if our Gurjara garrisons these this livestock that he has. For now, he's got 8 of them. He is going after the huntables first instead of the herdables. Let's take a look at the civ matchup that we are currently watching. This annoying camel is just making it I don't know if you guys can hear it in your end, but on my end, that attack is loud AF. In any event, the Gurjara is a civ that focuses on man's four-legged other best friends, horses, camels, and elephants. Their camels and elephants are created faster, their mounted units deal more bonus damage, and their camel line and elephant archer units can be upgraded to get a big +4 melee armor boost. Now, their first unique unit is the Shrevamsha Rider, a super fast, super versatile cavalry unit that can actually dodge enemy projectiles. And to support their mounted units against pesky, annoying things like pikemen and halberdiers, the Gurjaras can field a second unique unit, the Chakram Thrower. This is an infantry unit with a ranged melee attack who throws discs like Xena Warrior Princess. And like her discs, these ones do damage to multiple units. Now, though their damage output is quite low, I believe their base attack is a 3 for the base model and then a 4 for the elite. The pass-through damage they do to other units is 100%. So similar to the Arambai that does maximum damage to units even if it misses, this one does maximum damage to units that it goes through. Now, in order to help the Gurjaras build up their militaries, they do start, as we mentioned earlier, with 2 free bushes underneath the town center. They can garrison their livestock in order to auto-generate food. We'll see if that happens. I'm not too sure that's a wise move on Arena. I should say small Arena, but we'll see what Juan decides to do. And they can upgrade their entire military-industrial complex so that all Gurjara military units cost a quarter less food. Now, pivoting our mind's eye very, very far into the distance, we see the Teutons in red, a civilization designed to take a beating and still stay standing. All barracks and stable units for the Teutons get free melee armor starting in Castle and in Imperial. Their siege units can be upgraded to get a big +4 melee armor boost, and their towers have extra space to garrison more units and fire more arrows. And by the way, that applies to their town centers as well. Take a look at the bottom left of your screen. 25 garrison room compared to the usual 15 camel. Still not giving up on this frickin' little house. Now, the Teutons get murder holes and herbal medicine for free, so they can heal their units super fast in castles when they're protected against melee units. And those same Teutonic castles can be upgraded to get extra range and fire extra arrows when garrisoned by infantry units, which is something that no other civilization actually has. Generally, only villagers and archer units that are garrisoned inside a castle add extra arrows. Now, on the battlefield, all Teutonic units have a higher resistance to conversion, and if they're hurt, can be healed by their monks from twice the distance. And speaking of monks, I have to remind myself to take a look at the relic placement here, because our Teuton, looks like he's getting 3 relics, maybe 4 relics out of the 5 are Gurjara. Shit out of luck with only 1 relic on his side of the map. Now, all that extra range on the monks is fantastic news for their unique unit, the Teutonic Knight, a super slow but incredibly powerful, heavily armored infantry unit, and them to support their big hungry population. Teutonic farms are 40% cheaper than normal. So these are the 2 civilizations we have in front of us. And it doesn't look like our Gurjara, I mean, he can garrison these sheep in here and start auto-generating food. Although, like I said, I'm not too sure that's the right move on a small map. On a small map like this, generally, the games do not last as long as they do in a pro-game open map like Arena, for example. There's no... I mean, I don't want to say how long this game is going to be because I don't know how long the game is going to be. This whole intro might be for nothing, and I may not be even posting this video. But if I am... I do not want to predict anything. That's a lot of villagers on stone for blue. An equal disbursement of villagers on gold and stone for red. Might want to get a little bit of backup for this unit. Oh, he absconds into his town center. So a little bit of damage to the boar. Now, on the whole, given this map, the way it's spawned and just in general, I would give in an ultra small map like this a big advantage to the Teutons. Generally, the meta on these kinds of small maps is structural attack and structural defense. What I mean by that is towers and castles. So the first player to hit Castle Age, generally the first to get a castle up. And take a look at Blue's stone piles, already at 1,000 stone. Red not far behind with 450. What about food and gold? No food and gold for our Gurjara in blue. A good amount of food, a good amount of gold for our Teuton. Might want to take some villagers off of gold and put them on food at this point. You do have enough gold and you do want to get up to Castle Age before your opponent. And if your opponent doesn't resign when you place down your first big fat castle, then your options are try to take that castle down, which on a small map like this is going to be a little bit more difficult. Your room for maneuvering, as you can tell already, is very much limited. I mean, look at where he had to place his blacksmith right here. Where is this villager, by the way? Is there a tile between the blacksmith and the gate? Because I feel like the gate should be open, or is it open? Yeah, actually it is open, that black bar up top. So you can either try to take your opponent's castle down, or you can try to go up to Imperial if you think you have the time and resources and start getting Trebs out. Generally, these maps, especially on a map like Arena, where you already start with walls, I was going to say human, but this is a camel. Let's say sentient army. Humans, camels, horses, elephants, doesn't matter what. Generally don't play as big a role as structural things like towers that have 10 room for villagers and archer units. Although, can we see archer units? Yeah, he does have an archery range. Sam deciding to go for melee attack upgrades right now. He had a good amount of food earlier. Villager count, he's ahead 5 villagers. Why is he not rushing up to Castle Age? I'm not too sure. Why is there one villager in this tower? I am not too sure. Ooh, looks like Juan de Campos is trying. Okay, never mind. So he is going to start slaughtering his sheep in an attempt to get food. Oh no, this looks like an auto... you know, if you're not paying attention to your villagers. Oh no, they slaughters 3 of them already. How many are left? I'm trying to click. Oh my goodness, my clicking skills. You guys want to see me play, but look at my clicking skills. I'm not going to survive 5 minutes with my old decrepit hands. 3 sheep do go down, but I guess based on the number of villagers he had, 3 is probably the correct move. And red is now getting supplies and double bit axe. Double bit axe probably should have gotten before, but not too sure about supplies. He is spending a lot of food, and it is our Gurjara now who is ahead in the food count and does have the gold necessary. Now he's buying food as well, so he has the resources. We saw the blacksmith. There's a market hidden here behind these walls, so he is heading up to Castle Age. Oh no, our Teuton. Our Teuton's got 1 villager on food, a whole bunch of idols, but he's got a good amount of wood, which means he's going to plop down some farms. And let's see how long it takes him to catch up. For now, 2 minutes away from Castle Age is our Gurjara. He does have the stone for a castle and a half. Relics, look at this. Like I mentioned, an Orion's belt of relics to the north of the Teuton base, 1 to the south of the Teuton base. I don't think relics are going to really be a big contributing factor here for the players. I mean, there's a tower here. Okay, so he's going to try to lame, or he is trying to lame the stone of his opponent. Would do well to get fletching our Gurjara, because then he would, or maybe fletching and bodkin, because then he would be able to lame this stone pile as well. Right now, this stone is very much mineable. Not that red really needs to mine it. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you've got resources that are close by and resources that are further away, and you can take the ones that are further away first, I suggest you do that. And red is buying food right now. He's selling all of his wood, but he's still 300 short. 30 seconds away from Castle Age is our Teuton, Gurjara rather. Our Teuton, no, we're freaking close with only 6 farms. Oh no. This is going to be very bad for our Teuton. He's got 7 villagers lead. He's got 6 archers. I'm assuming they're in this. No, his villager lead, his entire villager lead is inside this tower. Why not put archers in this tower? Why not use those villagers? Get 1 farm or 2 farms over here. Delete the walls, exactly. Place down another farm or 2. I guess just 1 really over here. He's got 650 food, and it is our Gurjara who hits castle first, but he's not placing down any castles. So, okay. So he's giving our Teuton an opportunity to get back into this game. This tower would love to see some upgrades. Okay, Gurjara in blue is investing in economic upgrades at the moment. Deletes his mill. Is the castle going to go here? I'm going to keep my mouse. So the villagers are moving forward. They are moving forward. Some of them look like they're carrying a good amount of wood. Okay, the castle is going up. I mean, if you're taking a bit of a relaxed approach to the aggression, may as well have just dropped that wood off first and then gone for the castle. Although with 600 wood in the bank, I'm not too sure he really needs it. Meanwhile, red is still in feudal age, still continuing to get upgrades on his infantry, although cancels it. And he sees the castle going up. This is his vision. And so he knows he's got to get his butt up to castle age. Okay, he has the resources now. Oh no, wheelbarrow is still a few seconds away from completing. Oh, goodness gracious. Once that completes, I suspect we're going to get to see castle here. Are we? Yes, we are. So let's see what he can do with his 4 villager lead. Any idols for him? No, his entire villager lead. But look at blue. Blue's got 10 villagers idle, although immediately pops them out and they get back to Jack and Lumber. Doesn't really need them in the castle at this point. No military for blue except for the 1 OG camel rider scout. These 6 archers are still, right as I click the archery range to say they're garrisoned inside, they pop out. And where are they going? Okay, might as well just delete these as well. This is a pretty safe stone pile. You might want to get more stone, especially since you sold your stone. Now you have 200 left. Okay, he is going for it. And now he's attacking a tower with archers. Big baller moves here out of Sam. He's going to lose one of these archers. 2 of these archers. Never mind. I forgot there's a... I didn't forget. I didn't realize the castle range. And they all lay dead on the dance floor. And this is what I mean by blue needing fletching. Get fletching. Extend the reach of your tower. I don't think the castle with fletching is going to reach it. Oh, he's building in possibly the worst location possible. This is going to get attacked by not only the tower, but the castle as well. This is why I highly recommend getting your range indicators turned on when you play, because if he doesn't have it on, he wouldn't have known that this is right in the crosshairs of these 2 blue lines of death. More villagers are dying. It looks like our Gurjara has killed 5 villagers so far. He's going to kill a whole bunch more. 6 go down. And the tower is no more. He does have 571 stone, though, so he just needs to buy 100 stone, which is exactly what he does, and a castle gets placed. Now, he probably wishes he was the Byzantines, where his castle would have, what, 30% more HP right now? But he's got a good amount of lumberjacks. He's still getting a bit of gold. This Gurjara castle, even though it went up years and years ago, aside from getting some villager kills, I mean, 11 kills in total, those archers, those villagers, hasn't really done much. Our Gurjara needs to get some kind of army here together, or he's just going to rush up. No, he's rushing up to Imperial, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Now, I was mentioning rushing up to Imperial as a counter defensive measure for the player who does not hit castle first, whereas Juan just wants to go up to Imperial. I'm assuming the second he does, we're going to get to see a Treb, because it doesn't really matter if you're high elo or low elo in a map like this, where the castles are basically kissing each other. A Treb is basically a GG. It is a death knell. And so not a lot of kills. I mean, almost no kills for our Teuton, who has 1 villager kill. 13. Ooh, maybe 14, maybe 14. Where's this villager think she's going? Threading the needle here. But no, the castle is focused. Now there's a monastery here. Is he going to go after the relics? Can he? Is there room behind the stone patch? Can he get it? Can a relic get got through a corner, by the way? Because there's a house in a corner here. And then there's a stone pile in a corner here. Can he get the relic from here? We'll find out. Oh, this guy gets blocked out. He cannot pass. He's carrying 13 stone for nobody. Oh, that is very sour. Take one of these lumberjacks at least and maybe try to get that tree down. Let's find out. Let's find out. The monk. No room to maneuver. He is going after the relic to the south, but why? There's a relic right here. Get that relic first. Okay, so Sam is applying the exact inverse of the logic I think he should be applying. He's going for the closest resources first, the stone and the gold over here, as opposed to the stone over gold and gold over here. And then he's going for the furthest relics, and there's a Teutonic Knight. Okay. How many Teutonic Knights? We've got a petard. We've got 3, 4 Teutonic Knights. Let's see what he can do with this army. I mean, this is, I guess, a counter army, but Juan de Campos is in Imperial. Immediately, 2 Trebs get trained. What an absolute claustrophobic nightmare. The neutral gold is not going to get taken by anyone. I mean, red has an easier time getting this versus blue. I guess blue can delete these 2 palisades and mine this patch, and then red can delete this one and mine this patch. They can both mine it together in peace and harmony. The petard comes out. A mangonel. What the hell is the mangonel for? Petard moves forward. Will the castle see it? The castle does not. The petard blows up. Okay, so the mangonel's to get rid of the gate. And even with 7 range, with the petard, it is enough to destroy the gate. But what's going to move forward? Oh, look at that, adorable. He's releasing them one at a time in a little row. Let's see if these Teutonic Knights get the Treb. I'm assuming that's exactly where they're going. No murder holes. No, don't attack with the mangonel, and the Treb dies almost immediately. But then the Teutonic Knights stick to the murder hole radius. There you go. Town Center joins in on the fight. Their base armor of 2 is going to do well to protect them, but not that well. Now put them back inside the castle. Put them back inside the castle and help them heal up. 3 relics. Why the hell isn't he taking this relic? I guess he doesn't really need to heal them up. He's got this. I mean, look at the distance. 8 tiles from the monk over here to the units that were over here. Isn't that absolutely epic? 8 tiles of healing. 488 stone for our Teuton, and yet he refuses to repair his castle. Another Treb comes out, wisely moves a little bit further back, and wisely rebuilds the gate 1 tile behind where it is. So if this mangonel wants to engage into that gate, it is going to have to enter the blue line of death. Will the castle notice? Blue is not paying attention, moves to complete half of the gate as a big Teutonic ram moves forward. Red has an opportunity here. I know he's in Castle Age. I know he's nowhere close. Why are you ungarrisoning the Teutonic Knights right now? At least put them in the ram. Maybe that's the plan. Even more Teutonic Knights. Okay, so they're in the... Oh, but the Chakrams are here. Base damage of 3 is going to do very, very little damage. But the pass-through rate is 100%, so they all will get damaged by 3. Actually, no, not by 3. By 3 minus about 1 billion souls. 1. Does the base Chakram come with an attack against infantry, or is it just the elite version? There are a few units where their elite version comes with the bonuses that always confuse me. Oh, goodness gracious. Now your monastery's under attack. Just rebuild it here to the back. Oh no, the Gurjara camel. The Gurjara camel sacrifices himself to dive in. The mangonel does a little loop-de-loop and survives. The Gurjara camel gets jack nothing done. And now blue is getting 100 stone from his market. Decides to gun down that mangonel villager. Oh, the absolute bonkersness that is small maps. And guys, this is exactly why I wanted to cast these maps, and I'm so lucky I stumbled upon a few of these games so I can see if one of them is... I mean, these villagers are going to be waiting forever to build this. What an absolute horrible location for a monastery, blocking access to the gold. Yikes. Might as well have just put it over here to block access to the Treb. But places it next to the gold. He does. We live in reality, not in what I think reality should be. We've got a Cav Archer, 3 petards, 3 mangonels. Teutonic Tower. Did he delete his own tower, or did the castle get it? I think the castle got it. This tower, it must have a few kills. Those villagers, those archers. Palisade backup gate does fall. 1 last stone gate remains. And like I said, red can repair these for a long, long time. A bit of a force is being mustered. He does have 370 stone, but he's got to go. That stone is not going to last him forever, and he doesn't have enough gold to buy more. I mean, this is just absolutely the worst place that the monastery could go, right? The petards move in. The petards move in. Oh, they're going to move back. What is he doing? This is such cocky moves here out of red. Okay, he moves in 1, 2, 3. The castle. How much HP? 1100 HP. Keep throwing petards. They are not that expensive. Keep training more. He has stopped training. He is going cav archers. Our Teuton. Probably one of the most in-your-face street brawler Rocky Balboa civilizations in the game. He is going ranged at the moment as his town center falls. He doesn't have enough stone to repair it. He doesn't have to rebuild it. He doesn't have enough stone to repair the castle. He is moving in. This is an awesome move. This is something I've wanted to see out of pro players. It's very common in other strategy games like StarCraft to send all your probes, all your SCVs, all your drones forward. For some reason in Age of Empires, it's not very common. If you're losing the game, and he just lost the game, did red with the collapsed castle. There's no shame in sacrificing your entire population. These are not actually real people. They are ones and zeros on a screen. But this castle stands with 1400 HP. A random villager drops off food at a mill and somehow lives to tell the tale, maybe? What is happening? She lives to tell the tale, but the mangonel does not, as the kindling sinks into the arena sands. And it is Juan de Campos Torres, 98. Was he born in 98? That would make him 25. Man, oh man, as somebody born in 1982, I am very much peanut butter and jelly of all the younger generations. Oh man, okay, so he did rebuild his monastery. What an absolute zany game, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you see why I've wanted to cast some of these games. Now, I could have cast the Doubt versus Tahoe. I was thinking of the Casa de Campo Park in Madrid, which has a lake and Lake Tahoe. And this is how my brain works. Welcome to the insanity that is the caster you hear right now. But I could have casted the Doubt versus Tato. I might still. Maybe I'll email T90 and see if he minds if I cast it. I don't like to step on anyone's toes. T90 invested a good amount of time and energy and effort and resources into creating these smaller maps for that show match, the 10-game show match between those two. And for some reason, I just feel wrong, like casting the game without asking permission. Maybe I'll ask permission because this game was super fun. I mean, a lot of weird moves out of both players, but on Elos, let me know in the comments, is this technically low Elo? You guys know I'm familiar with high Elo. I'm not really super familiar with low Elo. 1,000, I don't know if this is his first game. I don't think it is. I think Sam, when I went to look at his profile on AoE Insights, he has played games before. And our Gurjara, definitely not his first game with 1098 Elo. But I don't know if this is technically low Elo, mid Elo, low mid, upper lower class, upper mid, lower middle class. I don't know what this is. All I know is that game was super fun. 59 kills primarily by the structures. Like I said, 36 kills on him. 39. Actually, the town center got a bunch. 18, not a bunch. 18 kills. So let's do the math real quick as you guys watch me struggle to add numbers. 39 on these two structures, 49, 57 out of 59 kills were structures. And that's what I was talking about earlier on when I said that in a map like this, especially arena with forest everywhere, now on Arabia, African clearing, much more open maps, generally you do see, I would say, more of a tower rush kind of game, but you do see units. That's what I meant. I didn't mean to say sentient. That sounded ridiculous. I mean to say units. You see infantry, archers, cavalry. Not a lot, but you see them nonetheless. 32 dead villagers to 17 dead villagers. I really wish I could have clicked the castle here to see how many of the 24 kills that our Teuton has came from that castle. And there you go. The first small map. Let's zoom out and watch the beauty of this as it floats in the ether. This is small maps, ultra small maps. And like I said, T90 has just made versions of everything. There's, like I said, Rage Forest, Fortress, Arena. We just saw Arabia and 1,000,001 other different variations of maps that we know and love. And maybe I will email him. Maybe I'll try to cast that 10 game series. That would be fun. Let me know if you want to see that, or if you're not interested in these kinds of small maps. Because generally it is the lower Elos that I've seen play on these maps, although Doubt versus Tato is not exactly low Elo, but that's the exception rather than the rule. And yeah, let's take a look at the stats. 4 Chakrams, 8 Teutonic Knights sent in one at a time to their deaths. Economy, wow, okay. I thought the Teuton economy would be much, much better. No, it is our Gurjara economy that's ahead, actually, by about 10%. I guess that the Teuton just had his villagers garrisoned way too long. Do we have idle time, by the way? Maybe it's another stat. 59 kills. This we already saw. 1 conversion for our Gurjara. I think we saw right towards the end. It was that villager. I think this one that was converted right at the end. And ultimately, it's our Gurjara in blue who not only hits Castle Age first, but also plops down his first castle first, and then also hits Imperial and gets his Trebs out first. And even though Red did some cool maneuvers here to get these relics, I don't know exactly why he went after the furthest relic as opposed to the ones nearby, and why he went after the nearby resources versus the ones that are further away. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not an expert on small maps. I'm just an enjoyer of the game as much as everyone watching this. But wow, okay, super fun game. And let me know again in the comments, do you want to see more of these small maps? I'll try to find them. Or do you just want to see the high elo players duke it out on bigger maps? Or do you want to see a combination of both? Let me know. I am open to all suggestions, any and all suggestions. And until we meet again, maybe these 2 players, maybe not, maybe someone else, maybe Tato versus Doubt. Maybe I'll reach out to T90. I think I've convinced myself that I probably should. And yeah, until we see this map again, it is Juan de Campos Torres, 98. How do you say 98? 98, I think. Yeah, 98. Who takes the game handily with the first mover advantage in all respects, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.